Good. Can you just make my mic live right at the second the song ends? Good morning, because I want my audience to hear I'm gonna have to play my stuff on this end, and then at the same time you do, I'm gonna start my music so they can hear it live online, and then we'll go from there. I appreciate you. All right. Welcome, welcome, everybody. We are on Ahead of the Crypto Curve. I am your host, Naja Robertson. You'll hear from me in just a second, but my engineer at the station is queuing things up, and I am queuing things up here to get started. I got some good information. I'm excited. It's a lot going on. So we're going to get this party started in just a second. So bear with me, waiting on my last commercial. And I'll be coming in just a second. Good morning, everybody. All right, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon to those of you on the East Coast and in between. Everybody, I'd like to welcome you to Ahead of the Crypto Curve. I'm your host, Naja Roberts, and y'all know it's my mission in life to lead my people out of financial slavery on this virtual underground railroad. I don't just do this show to change the way you think about money, but to make you change the way you look at money and everything else around you, because y'all know what? It matters. Today is the first Sunday of the year. This is January 5th, 2025. And I don't know, y'all. I just woke up today with a new energy and a new drive and a new reason to thrive in 2025. You know, the end of 2024, the beginning of 2025 was pretty rough with mom and grandpa in the hospital and sick, and everybody's home and doing well. Rest in peace to my cousin who passed away right after Christmas. And so, you know what? All of those things give us a reason to just really be thankful about life, where we are, how we are moving intentionally, and really just getting focused. And you know, I got a call from back east this morning from a very good friend of mine. And we were just talking about things that are happening around the world. And ladies and gentlemen, if you've never heard that statement of mine before, I don't just do this show to make you change the way you think about money, but you got to start looking at everything around you because it matters. Why are things happening? And what do you need to do to get yourself ahead of everything that is about to transpire? With that being said, I'd like to say happy birthday to each and every one of you who celebrated a birthday this week. Specifically, I want to say happy birthday to Bitcoin. Now, usually I have some sort of party on January the 3rd just to commemorate Bitcoin as it is entered into its teenage years. And y'all know teenagers are very fickle. And so we are definitely dealing with a Bitcoin in the teenage years. And I always like to use that analogy because we don't know exactly what Bitcoin is going to do. We don't know if it's going to take shape as a currency. We don't know if it's going to take shape. And when I say that, I'm saying all the way. And I know Bitcoin is different things to different people. However, you know, teenagers don't make up their mind. They don't know what they want to be when they grow up. They don't know a whole lot of things. And in these days, in this age, teenagers are really mixed up. And so our currency, ladies and gentlemen, be it cash, fiat money, be it Bitcoin, be it all these other cryptocurrencies, they are all really fickle right now. And so Bitcoin is no different. And I will not say that it's any different. So it doesn't know if it's going to grow up and be a straight currency. It doesn't know if it's going to grow up and be a store of value. But what we do know is that we are in the right place at the right time to take place of this digital revolution. And so Bitcoin marked its birthday on January 3rd. That is when the first Genesis block was actually took form. And so people think that Bitcoin has two birthdays, but October 31st was the first time that Bitcoin was announced. But on January 3rd, that is when Bitcoin actually started working, meaning the first block was mined. And so Bitcoin is 16 years old. And I should have had a sweet 16 party for Bitcoin. But y'all, it was just so much stuff going on this week. But I'm gonna say it, and I may even do it this week. You know, sometimes you don't do things on the birthday, but you may do it later. So just stay tuned on social media for that. But, ladies and gentlemen, my quote for today comes from John F. Kennedy, and it says, change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or the present are certain to miss the future. And I'm going to tell you all, ladies and gentlemen, while we have to look at the past and we definitely have to look at the present, we have to be looking to make certain that we don't miss out in the future. And I've been for a long time preaching this thing called digital currency and saying to the world that this revolution will be digitized. And the more I dig, the more that I sit, the more that I study, I realize that everything around us is going to be digitized at some point throughout our lives. And we've got to just be ahead of understanding what that looks like. But another thing is about to happen. Our president elect is about to take office, ladies and gentlemen. And I've always said, if you follow me on tour, if you look back at any of the things that I've said, we only have a short window of opportunity. And ladies and gentlemen, I am not asking you to walk in the spirit of fear, but I am asking you to walk in the spirit of eyes wide open and knowing that we have got to make some changes. If not immediately, you've only got a couple of years to make this thing go in the right direction for you, or forever hold your peace. This is like being in a marriage. Speak now or forever hold your peace. And ladies and gentlemen, the wealth gap, the wealth transfer, the wealth, everything is happening right in front of our eyes. But we've got so many distractions, we're not paying attention. But ladies and gentlemen, when we come forward, after the advertisement and the commercial, we'll continue this conversation on KBLA Talk 1580. All right, ladies and gentlemen on live stream, I am so excited. I got to look at, um, well, thank you, Dewan Hart. I feel like I'm doing the Lord's work because I definitely am really staying steadfast at this. I got a new energy this morning, and I know that this is something that has to happen. It's not something sometime that I have the energy for because a lot of times I'm volunteering. Like right now, I'm volunteering. I do a radio show for free. But a lot of people think I get paid for this, but I don't. And this is what I do for my community. So I just really want us to get it and understand what is going on. So that being said, we are going to jump in to right after the break. We're going to jump back in. There's a commercial going on right now, but we have got to get our houses in order. So we will get going in a second. Again, welcome to each and every one of you. I am juggling the radio station engineer in my ear, you on the screen. But if you have something to say, please do feel free. Hello, Marion Bryant. Thank you for that comment. I appreciate you. And just looking forward to really educating you all on what we need to be doing in the next few years to get this thing going. So we've probably got about another 30 seconds before we come back in, but we are going to talk about this. So Bitcoin is 16 years old, and we definitely have got to really figure out exactly what we need to do as it relates to self-sovereignty of our money. I know there's a lot of other cryptocurrencies out there that everybody is interested in learning about. And so I'm going to jump in 2025. All right, thank you. Making sure that we are breaking down some of these coins. So I'm going to spin back up my Coinomics, which you all will get to hear from some of these coin owners and really find out what's behind a lot of these cryptocurrencies, because you all need to know. You need to know who's behind them, what their plan is, and if they're doing pump and dumps and those sorts of things. And the only way to do that is to really get some of these coins on the forefront, somebody from the community that they represent to talk to us. So with that, we're going to be spinning that up. And also, in case I forget to say it, we are going to be on tour, or I'm going to be on tour with the Black College Expo. So you can look to my social media to find out where I'll be in January, starting January 18th. I'll be on tour teaching our youth about cryptocurrency at the Black College Expo. And we are back on the air in just a second. All right, welcome forward to Ahead of the Crypto Curve. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to break down some of the tools that we need to empower ourselves with right now to take control of our resources and build up our communities. As I've been thinking, been at the hospital a lot with my parents, my grandparent, my grandfather, my mom, and then at home caring for them, making sure that they are well. I've had a lot of time to really not just sit and think, because of course I brought my computer, but to really start to look and listen to a lot of the things that are going on. And so a lot of these things aren't new to those of you who listen to me, because I've been talking to you, even on this radio show, about possibly having 4, if not 5 generations of your family in your house. I'm talking about your grandmother, great grandmother, great grandson, and all of those things. And it is starting to show up across this country. People that are telling me that they're having their grown adult children moving back home, and their children as well, and then their children having children. And so it is really imperative right now that we really start to pay attention to the economy and what is going on. So ladies and gentlemen, whether you are driving on your in your car, headed to church, coming from church, cooking dinner, or just chilling, I promise tonight's conversation or today's conversation is going to make you think, it's going to make you act, And I hope to inspire you to really figure out what you need to be doing in your family. And so, that being said, we're going to talk about self sovereignty because over the next few years, taking charge of our money, our food, and our real world assets is not just important, ladies and gentlemen, it is absolutely necessary. We're talking about purchasing Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies. We've been talking about Bitcoin and why I am a Bitcoin maximalist. We've been talking about that for a very long time. And I'm not saying that people are not making money with other cryptocurrencies because they are. And I'm not saying that tokenization and tokens that people are participating are frivolous, because they're not. There's a lot of things that are going on. But when you're looking at the cryptocurrency space, you need to be having a game plan together, just like you have a game plan for retirement. You get a 401k because you want monies for retirement. You participate in other types of investments, short term, because you want short term invest a return on your investment. And so when I look at Bitcoin, and again, I'm never providing any financial advice. I am rather just sharing what I do. And so when I purchase Bitcoin, I'm purchasing it for the long haul. I'm not purchasing it because a nice shiny car is going to come up in about a year and a half and I want to cash out of my Bitcoin to make sure that I can purchase that. I am buying my Bitcoin for the longevity, for the long haul. So when I get to be 100, like my grandfather is right now, I have enough money to last all month and all year and however many years that is, with that being said. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am trying to make sure that we understand self sovereignty in money. But we also need to know that we need to take charge of our food. We need to be self sovereign in our food. And those real world assets I'm talking about are going to be digitized. So when I say I'm a Bitcoin maximalist, I absolutely am a Bitcoin maximalist when it comes to longevity, what I need to be doing long term. But I understand that real world assets are being digitized. Is that a cryptocurrency? Yes, it is. Am I going to have to participate in it? Yes, I am, because deeds are going to be tokenized. Contracts are going to be tokenized. All sorts of things are going to be tokenized. And because we're talking about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, growing our own food, and creating sovereign Black communities that nobody can penetrate. And let me just say that let me explain what I mean by that no one can penetrate. We in the past have been penetrated, infiltrated, all of those things. And we've got to create a sovereign community. It may sound bold, but trust me, family, it's possible. Never it before in history could we take control of our money and have self sovereign money that no one can take. Well, they can take it if you give them the seed words, but that nobody can confiscate, that nobody can legitimately figure out how to get out of our bank accounts. We're self sovereign in that respect. Now, again, there's lots of arguments one way or the other as to the government being able to control Bitcoin, or if these big organizations keep buying up all the Bitcoin, is there even going to be any sovereignty for us in the Bitcoin space? And I still feel like it is. There is going to be. And why are we even having these conversations, ladies and gentlemen? Because the systems that we have relied on in our communities, in our world for decades, if not hundreds of years, are built and etched in our minds. So we've got to start to shifting the way that we think, changing our mindset, because those things were and never will be built with us in mind. From financial inequity to food deserts. Ladies and gentlemen, we've seen what happens when we depend too heavily on external systems. It's time right now to build self sovereignty, the power to choose for ourselves, provide for ourselves, and secure our futures for the generations that are to come. Now, as I sit on different Bible studies, as I listen to different people from all religious persuasions, everybody seems to think we're getting closer than we have ever been to some of the things that we know the Most High put in front of us to help us understand when end times are coming. So I am not here to scare you, but I got to let you know that money is going to be tight. Things are going to change. Now, I'm just going to give you a current event that is about to transpire, and I need you to start thinking about what I've been saying for weeks, for months, for years. We only have probably, I said we had until 2030 to get it together financially as a community. But I really feel like that time is going to be shorter than that. But what is about to happen is President Donald Trump is about to take office, and he and his team are about to cut some social service programs. First and foremost, they're going to cut a loose all of those individuals that have come over here seeking asylum. So we're talking about people that are undocumented, that are not supposed to be here. And I need you to start to think critically, no matter where you are in the United States. And also remember, for those of you that have been listening to this show, that I asked you several months ago, and I'm talking maybe even a year ago, why are they allowing all these immigrants to come over the border, and why are they placing them smack dead in the Black community? There's a reason for this. Why is this happening? Why are they allowing this to happen? And I knew that there were going to be some repercussions, and the repercussions already have been astounding from everybody that I talked to across the United States. They've been talking about how the immigrants are taking their resources. There is a lot of confusion and there's absolutely people that are angry, people that are watching our folks that have been homeless, that can't get a place to stay, and then they watch the immigrants come in and get funding for a place to stay. But our new government that's coming in is about to cut that. So they're not going to have places to stay. They're not going to have the monies that they were used to having when they got here. They're not going to be receiving the food stamps that they used to have. So let's talk about that. How does that impact our communities all across the United States? The crime rate is about to go up. The stress is about to go up. Everything that we have, I'm going to say, counted or taken for granted, we need to be paying attention to it. Money is going to be scarce around you. And what happens when money is scarce? People resort to things that they normally wouldn't do. So I am saying to each and every one of you, start to think about the implications of them cutting funds of the immigrants that are in your immediate area. Where are they going to get money and food from? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the community that is around them. So whatever that looks like, you need to be ready. And I'm not saying Bitcoin is the answer for that, but ladies and gentlemen, I have been telling you for months and months and months, start pre-planning. Something is about to take place. So if you're buying a thing of detergent and you can afford to buy 2 every month, do that so that you can start to stock up on things and pre-purchase. Because not only are the prices of items going to go higher, there's also going to be some challenges with people in the workplace because we're starting to see more and more layoffs. And this is just going to continue to happen. Now, I've been saying we're in a recession forever, but People are still depending too heavily on our financial system. And we've got to talk about money, ladies and gentlemen. The traditional banking system acts as gatekeepers to our financial freedom. So if they see things turning in a direction that does not benefit them, all of you who have your money stuck in banks or in banks, you're going to be stuck. And the bottom line is they have started slowly implementing new rules and regulation about how much money you can take out of the bank. For those of you that follow me, Navy Federal had stated that you could only take out $5,000 a week from Navy Federal. And there was a big, huge uproar amongst people at Navy Federal that banked with Navy Federal. And now they've changed it to where you can get $5,000 a day. But they had initially come out with the rule that only $5,000 a month. A week. And some of you are like, well, I don't need to get out more than $5,000 a week. That is not the point. The point is they have your money and they can dictate to you how much you can take out and use, and really where and how you can use it. Because if you say the wrong thing when you're going to pull out money, they're not going to allow you to pull out money. And then if you do, anyway, they may in fact close your bank account, or just make it where you have some restrictions. So, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin is decentralized. It's not controlled by any one government or institution. Now, I stated that I use Bitcoin for long-term gain. And my long-term gain may actually not be as long as I wanted to, because as the climate changes, as things begin to change around me, not just here in America, but around the world, we may have to dip into our Bitcoin, but it's not our regular intention, our initial intention. But we want something that is not controlled. If I need to take my money or my currency, I'll say it that way, right now and get to another country, I can't even do it if I'm at the bank, because I got to go to the bank and the bank opens in the morning. But when I have Bitcoin present and Bitcoin is in my life, I can actually pack up today with whatever my worldly goods are that I want to take, and I can go to another country right now and still function because I have a decentralized money. It means I own my wealth outright with no middlemen involved. And family, it's time to ask yourselves, do you still think banks are the only answer? And unfortunately, in our community, a lot of people finally started trusting the banks. It took us a long time to trust the banks. We finally trusted the banks. And now you have people like me saying you shouldn't trust the bank as much as you're trusting. And so you've got to really get that balance in there. You've really got to understand what self-sovereignty of money means. So by purchasing Bitcoin, we're not just saving money for a rainy day, ladies and gentlemen. We're stepping into a financial system where we have the power. And whether you start with $5 or $500, investing in a technology like Bitcoin is investing in your sovereignty. And I want you to continue to think about long term. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is really, really important. I'm not providing any financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor on purpose anymore, but I want you to start thinking long term. And when we come forward after news, sports, and traffic, we'll continue this conversation on KBLA Talk 1580. All right, ladies and gentlemen, online. Um, we are We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. All right, LinkedIn user. Uh, so yes, I am really, really excited about really being able to share with the community. And so because things are going to be so bad across the United States this coming summer, I I'm gonna do my tour, but I know that we're gonna have to spend more money on security because we're going to the hood. That's where I go when I come on tour. Looking forward to seeing and meeting a lot of you as I go across country. We'll have our tour schedule up. I'm gonna start another tour before I do my personal digital financial revolution tour. We're going to be doing the Black College Expo. So you can go to the Black College Expo and you can find out when I'm going to be in your city educating your youth. So if you have children ages 5 to 18, they can come to the Black College Expo. It's free no matter where we're going to be. I'm going to have a breakout room and I'm going to be educating them on how money works. So I want to say that now because as we start to travel across the United States, just really educating our youth, it's really important that they get to the Black College Expo. And I actually am coming from a different lens. I went to college, graduated college. I encourage my children to go to college, but I've always shared with my children that it's critically important that I'm going to take these off for a second because I hear the commercials in my ear. Um, but it's really important for our kids to go to college for the associations. Because you know what I found out, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just about what you know, it's who you know. And so when my kids go to college, I've always told them, get get to talking to your teachers. Find out who your teachers know. Find out where your teachers have worked, what relationships they have. And that has really fared well for most of our children, our adult children. And so as I talk at these Black College Expos, I'm coming from the mindset of, yes, you need to start working somewhere. You need to understand a work ethic. You need to have that. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking to our kids about entrepreneurship. I have been an entrepreneur for 30 years, and I'm not going to say it's all been roses and crystal stairs because it has not been. A lot of times when you're an entrepreneur, you buy a job and you've got to put in more than you would at a job. But there is no way, ladies and gentlemen, moving forward, that our kids, that us, even those of us that think we got good jobs, are going to actually be able to retire at the time that we need to retire because things are costing more. The cost of living is more. So what do? We have to have some sort of side hustles along with some of the things that we're doing and going to work. And I'm not saying quit your job today or tomorrow and start a business, but maybe start a business. And when that business starts to pay you more than that job pays you, then you have an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to really do some things that where you can save a little bit more than you normally would. So I definitely am going to do the Black College Expo, really making sure that I'm explaining to children about the digital revolution, how this digital revolution is upon us. And ironically, kids understand digital currency more than most of the parents. You know why? Because they're on these video games and they're trading digital currencies. If they're in Roblox or anything like that, ladies and gentlemen, they are trading tokens to build their houses, to put kitchen in their houses. I'm watching my little ones play Roblox and they're understanding. So it's going to be an easy transition for them to digital currency, where for us as adults, we definitely have a hard time wrapping our brain around the fact that if you're a contractor, your work is going to be digitized. And with that digital currency, you're going to have a contract. And if you do this, those tokens are going to be released. It's going to be an if then. So contractors that are ripping people off, they're not going to actually be able to do it based on what I see tokenization contributing to the actual construction field. So with that being said, that's going to go with real estate. That's going to go with everything that we know. Everything is changing and digital currencies are coming to a town near you. So with that, I think I'm about probably 60 seconds to getting back on the radio. We're going to pick up where we left off. And I thank you all for listening. Just follow. I know I haven't posted on social media since probably about the 17th of December, just because of all the things that were going on with the family and just trying to get everybody healthy and moving around. But we're picking back up for 2025. I cannot wait. I hope you all are getting to a vision a vision board party near you so that you can get your visions up and running, and making sure that you are doing what you need to do to achieve your goals in 2025. But I think I'm just about back up. So I am going to 30 seconds, he told me. So again, I want to thank you all for rocking with me here on Ahead of the Crypto Curve. We're going to jump right back in about 10 seconds. So thank you all for being patient. And I look forward to seeing y'all while I'm on tour this year. So starting on the 18th of January, I think I'm going to Portland, Oregon. I don't even have the schedule, but I'll get it to you all. All right, welcome forward to Ahead of the Crypto Curve. We are talking about sovereignty and sovereignty in the things that we need sovereignty in immediately. Ladies and gentlemen, next up is food freedom. I don't know about y'all, but I have been watching some real live videos where they are creating meat. They have been genetically modifying our fruits and vegetables for the longest. But ladies and gentlemen, they are making meat. And I wish I had a package that I could just show y'all through the radio, show y'all right now, because I bought one just so you can see it and I totally forgot. So maybe on the break, I will read what it says. But I went to Walmart this week and they had turkey bacon, ladies and gentlemen, for a whole dollar. $1 for a pack of turkey bacon. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but I think that's suspect. How in the world can they sell a pack of bacon for $1.99? Ladies and gentlemen, a dollar. That is modified food that they are creating. They are making meat with printers. Those 3D printers that you all have been watching people make things with, they're making meat with that. So just think about this for a second. How much of the food on our plate comes from big corporations? And what happens when our supply chain breaks down or our prices skyrocket? Family, we need to take control of what we put into our bodies. We need to grow our own food, even on a small scale. So if you are in an apartment, you can grow your own food. I bought this thing off Amazon and it's a grow tower. And I get a discount on the grow tower. I'm not selling anything, but anybody who needs to know about what you need to be buying to get your sovereignty together, send me a quick text message to 424-317-7373. Again, 424-317-7373. And I have a page set up on Amazon so you can see what you need to buy for your sovereignty. But growing food is really important. So even on a small scale, just onions, small things that you can grow in your kitchen, it's all about independence, ladies and gentlemen. So whether you're going to start a big garden or go in your backyard or find or connect with the local farmers, it is important that you ensure that you have access to fresh, reliable foods, because they are trying to kill us out here. I don't even know how else to explain it, because food is power. Food is power as well. Just like money is power, food is power. So what I have done, what my husband and I have done is here in California, worked on getting and purchasing a farm where we can grow our own foods, where we can open up spaces for other farmers who want to farm, who want to be self-serving. And we want to do this across the United States. It's critically important. And I know a lot of people don't have money to buy farmland. But guess what? We found the resources. And if you have just 13 people that come together, we can help you get farmland so that you can be sovereign with your food. Now, you might not want to live on the farmland, but you might want to plant and be able to go home. Go pick your food out of your garden and go home. Those things are important. And so we want to start making sure that we have these self-sovereign circles across the United States. And I started to be real unique. I'm spelling circles with an S. So you got self-sovereign circles with an S. And we're going to make sure that there's farmland close to any of the hoods around the United States. But again, I need 13 people in that area to really start to talk about where the land is located, how you're going to secure that food, and how you're going to start to grow, what the breakdown is. And it's going to be community ran. I'm not coming to your city to run anything, but we want to make sure that you have real sovereignty with food, because again, food is power. And let's talk about the power of the community. Now, the community, again, 13 or more people, and I'm saying 13 or more because that is what we see as a key number to make things happen. We're going to have a community around those farms that are individually successful. I don't care if you are a contractor, I don't care if you're trading on the stock exchange, I don't care what your economic, social background is. We need to come together because everybody has a different skill set in our community. Somebody may be that farmer, but you might have somebody like me that is coming in from the city, never actually farmed. I've grown some stuff around the house, but not actually farmed. You need those people around you to come together so that we can start creating a real lasting change. And when we come together, that's what we create. We can form some sovereign communities, ladies and gentlemen. We can trade our skills with each other. We can share our knowledge with each other, just like I try to do. I'm not all about how much are you going to pay me to educate. I'm doing this because this is what our community needs. We can protect one another. Maybe somebody is good with security, and we need to know in our communities with what's coming down the pipe, how do we secure ourselves? Putting in a Ring camera is just a start, ladies and gentlemen. You need to know how to utilize a projectile tool. And I'm saying projectile tool because I don't want to get cut off of social media or off the radio. So I want to make sure that you understand I am very serious about being self-sovereign in all things. And let me tell you, if you're in Los Angeles or around Los Angeles, you should know right now or by now how important it is that you are self-sovereign with your security. Why is that? Because every time I drive through the streets of LA, people are doing whatever the heck they want to do. They are driving on the wrong sides of the street to get around the traffic. They are driving on the shoulders on the freeway. They are driving on the sidewalk to get around. And when accidents happen and when people get out of control, our police are not coming to our aid the way they used to. Now they come, but ladies and gentlemen, let's face it, they are reactive. They're reacting to something that's already happening. And by the time they get to you, God knows what could happen. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we have got to start thinking about how we protect ourselves, because just the way people drive in the city that I live lets me know that they have an ill regard for law enforcement, and law enforcement is taking a step back and saying, okay, they want to police themselves, let's let them have it. They want to cut funds, let's let them have it. And we'll show up when it's absolutely needed, but not before then. And that is the mindset that is starting to happen right in Southern California. And I know it's got to be that way in other cities across the United States. So when we build community, we're able to do better things. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come forward, we'll continue the crypto conversation. This is KBLA Talk 1580. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, I got a few more minutes on the show, and I got to make sure y'all know what the prices are and things like that. So I'm going to pull those things up, even though I have more to share for the day. I want to say, hey, I'm going to look at these comments real quick. I apologize. Uh, yes, 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 D. It's crazy in LA. And I only actually go inner city LA maybe once or twice a week. But the times that I'm on the street, I'm like, if they're doing this every time I'm on the street, they're doing this every day, all day, and police are nowhere to be found. And it is just, it's crazy. I have seen so much stuff the past week. People are just losing their minds. And so I don't want to be a part of that. I need to be, when it gets real bad, we need to go far outside of, what we're used to in that city and make sure that we're sovereign with our protection, which is why I got a remote farm, and also making sure that we are um, making sure that we're also sovereign with this food because it's important. And let me see where we are with the Bitcoin price. I use Coin Market Cap. A lot of people use a lot of different things, but this was the original one for me. We're at 98,000, but I'm going to go over this on the radio as well. And I'm going to tell you all what they did or what they're doing to try to gain um, they're trying to make sure that they can keep track of what we're doing in this cryptocurrency space because the IRS is allowing some things to happen if you with a centralized exchange. And so I've said this for the very longest. Coinbase is in bed, has been in bed with the Homeland Security and the IRS forever. And so I think this is one of the reasons why this came out. It's because they want to keep people on Coinbase. And I hate Coinbase. I shouldn't say I hate Brian Armstrong, but I dislike him because he has never been for our community and everybody on Coinbase. I'm going to say good luck to you, but that is the most racist platform we got out there. But it looks like they cut some breaks for those who do business with Coinbase. All right, thank you, sir. So I'm coming back on in 10 seconds. We're going to wrap this up and welcome forward. Welcome forward. I know we've covered a lot this morning or this afternoon, no matter where you are. But the main point is, family, that self sovereignty is about owning what we have and controlling what we can. And we've got to control everything that we have, whether it's our Bitcoin, whether it's our food production, whether it's creating those unbreakable community bonds. And honestly, we've never had an unbreakable community bond because somebody is always willing to break our community bond for $1. And so if people have, they don't work out of scarcity. So that's one of the things in these unbreakable community bonds I want to make sure is that people have enough money so they don't have to do each other. But every step we take now lays a foundation for our future. And the best part, ladies and gentlemen, it isn't just about surviving in 2025. It's about thriving in 2025. It's about reclaiming what is ours and building a reality where we define the rules. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to define our own rules. So it's your turn. What steps are you going to take towards self sovereignty this week? Not next month, ladies and gentlemen, this week. Share your thoughts and ideas with me. You can always send me an email to asknajaroberts@gmail.com. You can also send me a text message again to 424-317-7373. Again, 424-317-7373. We are in this together, family. And so with that being said, we're going to look at where Bitcoin is right now. We're going to talk about some stuff that the IRS did this week to give crypto relief to people that are on centralized platforms. And so why would they give temporary relief to people that are on centralized platforms? That's because if they are centralized and they give an incentive for people to flock to places like Coinbase, to places like Gemini, to places that are centralized, ladies and gentlemen. You don't own that cryptocurrency, they do. And if they tell Brian Armstrong it's time to shut it down and seize your cryptocurrency, it's gone because you don't even have your private keys. Ladies and gentlemen, they have found a way to get people flocking to centralized exchanges and not decentralized exchanges. If you are going to do business in this cryptocurrency space, it must be on a decentralized platform. So, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me just talk about the price of Bitcoin and where we are. It changed since I first looked at it a few minutes ago. But Bitcoin right now is trading at $97,987. It is up in the last hour, 0.16%. It is down the last 24 hours, 0.14%, and it is up in the last 7 days, 4.95%. Ethereum is trading at $3,633. It is up all the way across the board. You've got things like XRP that is up in the last 7 days by 11%. It is trading right now at $2.39. And so for all of you that bought it at a tenth of a penny, congratulations to you. I hope you put your taxes to the side because you got some capital gain taxes to pay. Don't forget about that. And there's a lot of other cryptocurrencies that you can check out on CoinMarketCap. Ladies and gentlemen, the cryptocurrency fear and greed right now is at 61%. That means we're at the greed, and the dominance in the industry is 55% of the people have Bitcoin, 12% of the people carry Ethereum, and the other percentage is all sorts of other altcoins. So just so you know how that works, that is the dominance right now in the cryptocurrency space. And the market cap is absolutely astounding. We are at 3.4 trillion with the T dollars that is in cryptocurrency. And so why are they giving incentives to people that are using centralized exchanges? Because that whole $3.4 trillion, if it wasn't for the cryptocurrency space, would be in their banks. And now they've got to figure out a way to control the money that you are taking out of their banks and putting into cryptocurrencies. And if they do it by allowing themselves to be a partner in your cryptocurrency experience, they may get some of their money back that they were used to holding. And so 3.4 trillion is where we are right now. And ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this thing that the IRS just did. IRS issues cryptocurrency relief in order for people to avoid higher taxes in 2025. The IRS will allow cryptocurrency holders on centralized exchanges to bypass strict tax regulations in 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, again, as an adult, I have always told you to start doing exactly what your parents told you not to do. Your mama and daddy used to say, don't ask me why, just do it. Ladies and gentlemen, ask yourself, why would the IRS allow you to bypass strict tax regulations in 2025 on cryptocurrency? They want to preserve the flexibility in reporting and tracking digital asset sales. Really? I don't think they do. I think they want to control the assets that you hold. And if you hold your cryptocurrency on a centralized exchange, not your keys, not your coin. And as Isaiah Jackson used to say, not your coin, not your cheese, not your cheese, not your coin. None of it is yours if it is on a centralized exchange. So if you're listening to me today and you are holding your Bitcoin on Coinbase, congratulations. You do not have to pay taxes because you're going to be able to bypass the taxes that are expected of you. But let me give you a real quick message. That cryptocurrency sitting on Coinbase is not yours anyway. And guess what? that cryptocurrency sitting in your wallet, if you're not trading and you're not doing anything, there's no tax implications anyway. It's unrealized gains, and we don't have to pay on that right now. Ladies and gentlemen, that is not the way that this works, but they're going to scare you into using the exchanges that they want you to use because they know they have control of not only those exchanges, but the people that run them. So be very careful. When we come forward, we'll continue the conversation. This is KBLA Talk 1580. All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, if you want to reach out to me, I'm not sure I'm going to have time to say much, but when we come back on the air, if you need to text, send me a text message, do so to 424-317-7373. Again, 424-317-7373. Get your prepping done. That means get your dental work done. Get to a projectile range so you can learn how to use those projectile tools. Start pre-purchasing as much as you can. There is a state of emergency happening in China again. They are likely to shut down again. They have a lot of things going on. So just be careful. Just know something is coming. And like I say, Bitcoin is on sale because it's not $1,000,000 yet. Bitcoin is on sale. So please do not invest more than you can afford to lose. But please do take a look at it. Thank you, sir. I got 10 seconds. So I'm going to jump back in. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for rocking with me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as always, I just want to thank each and every one of you for listening in. You know, there is a lot going on. And again, Bitcoin is 16 years old. Just 2 days ago, Bitcoin had its 16th birthday. And I might just have a party this week. So stay tuned. I may just have a party. I don't know. I just had so much stuff going on. But notably, ladies and gentlemen, as we know, Bitcoin is one of the top performing assets. There are a lot of cryptocurrencies that are coming up in the rank, but I want you to know that you are going to have to pay taxes if you cash out of those assets. If you are day trading, if you're doing anything where you're moving cryptocurrencies from cryptocurrency to fiat. When you go from fiat with the dollar bill to cryptocurrencies, you don't have a tax implication. But once you go from your cryptocurrency back into your dollar, you do have tax implications. And if you're dealing with places like Coinbase, they're going to send you a 1099 anyway, even though you haven't cashed out. And that's because they want to make sure that they're reporting to the IRS. I'm gonna say how my kids say it. They are snitching. They are snitching on you in a subtle way, and so that's what happens when you get that 1099. So this is the new part of the year. You're gonna start getting 1099s. Hopefully, you're paying attention. If you haven't sold any Bitcoin, you need to dispute the fact that you owe money on Bitcoin or cryptocurrency that's just sitting there. And so, again, to each and every one of you, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for rocking with me here on Ahead of the Crypto Curve on KBLA Talk 1580. You can download the app if you haven't already done so. Go to your app store or your Android store. You can download the app. You can listen to me every Sunday at 11 o'clock Pacific on the radio show, or you can tune in right here on social media. I plan on going live every single week, making sure that my community is getting the information that they need. Ladies and gentlemen, self-sovereignty is the new way of life, and we have got to make a drastic change in our community. So again, thank you for rocking with me here on Ahead of the Crypto Curve, where we are creating Satoshi millionaires one day at a time, one block at a time, and one small Satoshi, which is a piece of a Bitcoin, just like a penny is a piece of a Bitcoin. Stay safe, fam. Have an incredible rest of your week. All right, y'all. I appreciate you. I get back with you guys on social media this week with my schedule. All right, y'all. Stay tuned. All right, peace and blessings. Thank you, Miriam. Have an incredible week. See y'all on social media.